Okay, so I've already seen it sort of getting around, but Cody Rhodes is not turning heel. That's not what he's doing. That was not happening. Whoa, that was an improper sentence. That didn't. That's not what's happening after that Monday Night Raw. Okay, so Cody Rhodes had a segment pretty much after he got haluva kicked by Sami Zayn, which is going to be looking bad for my boy there in that department because now that's 2 times in a row he done did that to somebody he's trying to help, and it's starting to look like he's over here helping McIntyre and helping KO. Which also, I know we're gonna get to the Cody Rhodes thing. We're getting closer. We're getting closer to them two teaming up. And I was like, not saying that I want them to team up and that's like the WrestleMania match, they a tag team or something like that. But I'm just like, yo, getting close to this, and then hey, maybe we get like some type of faction or something like that. That's all I'm saying. I already put out a video beforehand about it, but we just need them two to lock eyes and do what you do when you lock eyes. Anyway, so I was like, I've already seen a couple on like the twits, the X, whatever you want to call it, about Cody Rhodes turning heel or whatever. This is heel turn or whatever, and it's not. Like no, like one. I don't think this is the time. I don't think we get close to it. I think it would take something really drastic for that to happen going into WrestleMania. Whereas after WrestleMania, like maybe halfway through the year, that's a little different story. But I can't see them turning Cody Rhodes right now. He's still at the top. He gonna get the Cena treatment for a good long while before I feel like they're gonna do what they didn't do with Cena and turn him heel. But no, Cody is at the. Y'all have all been there. Either whether it's relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's family, where you just sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's what Cody Rhodes is. I was like, you see, he sort of had a little bit of energy, even though he just got his face booted or whatever. Didn't really address it, or maybe we didn't see the addressing. But I was like, so when CM Punk came out and then tried to talk to him as a friend, Cody Rhodes wasn't hearing it. He's tired of friends or lack of friends or whatever. I was like, but CM Punk basically like, hey, I'm gonna just do it to your front, you know. It's like stab you the part. That's the part that he'll do to the front or whatever. And Cody Rhodes like, I respect that. At least you up front with me. But at the same time, he's like, we've been chasing you, but now you're chasing me. And I was like, I did like the fact that not only like they wasn't over the top with it, they were really mellow with it. Cody Rhodes kept it all over here to a low volume, you know, have a little bit of extra bass in his voice. I would like had that stare off look of like, if I gotta do this one more time, I'm willing to do it. I'm starting to crash out. He's starting to crash out or whatever. In his hometown too, I was like, he basically just had like a small appearance. He ain't really do nothing too. On top of that, like, come on now. But yeah, no, he's not turning heel. I was like the only person I feel like he could turn heel really against would really be Cena. Now Cena will just get loud pops, but I was like, but we also know what it is with Cena. CM Punk getting loud pops is like, yeah, but CM Punk could just be however he is, and it's just gonna balance out. You just gotta bring it with him. Yeah, so I was like, everybody else, I was like, he's gonna be the good guy in the situation. Even Roman Reigns, I was like, even though everybody loves Roman Reigns, we can still tell that he's a dick, and Cody Rhodes would be the good guy. There's no heel turning for I was like for Cody Rhodes. I was like, Mister gets everybody involved himself. We're still waiting on those points or whatever. Um, Other stuff from Raw, cause I was like nothing crazy really was happening here or whatever. We had Gunther and Seth come out. I mean, well, Seth came out. Gunther came out after that because basically he's over here talking about the belt. He talking about he beat Jey Uso's ass. Logan Paul comes out to us, of course, of booze, and which is fine. I was like, Logan Paul's an interesting character just because he's not Hulk Hogan. I was like, but he's getting heat that Dominic Mysterio's getting, and some of that is because of his public persona, but some of it's also because that's how he also is as a wrestler or whatever. I was like, he's an interesting character just because I was like, well, I was like, you know, no, most people don't like him, But I also don't think that he's a. I would like you could say I would like a POS, or he sucks and he's a crappy person or whatever and whatnot. But I also think that have a little bit of perspective of like him versus people that actually are horrible people. I was like, I don't think that Logan Paul's a horrible person, but I was like, he also not somebody. I was like, I feel like you necessarily. I was like, I feel like most people probably actually, if you didn't know it was Logan Paul, I think a lot more people would probably actually hang out with him, even they wouldn't say it. And I was like, to me, I was like, but I was like, I don't think he's on the level of being like, oh, like some abhorrent, like he'd over here against people being people type stuff. You know what I'm saying? That you could say against, you could say about some other people who are really bad and stuff, or whatnot. He's just an asshole. He's a really high level asshole. That's all he is. But I was like, we get that, so we're going to get a Logan Paul Gunther match. We're going to get that. I would say we're probably gonna get that elimination chamber. To be honest, I think that's probably gonna be his match. Get it out the way. It's not at the WrestleMania. I was like in and out pretty much. Other stuff, I was like Liv and Raquel beat Naomi and Jade, and I was like, I don't know when they'll do the match. They're not gonna do it at Royal Rumble. I was like, I don't really know if they'll do it at Elimination Chamber, just because I was like, depends on who's in the chamber kind of thing. Maybe this could be the WrestleMania match. We still don't know the stuff with Jade at all. But I think it's fine that if it goes to Liv and Raquel, just because I was like, if you're going to lose to somebody, give it to Liv so she can still have something to do, be prominent or whatever. Just because I was like, because you don't want them to get lost. The Liv Raquel thing, I was like, once it's over, stuff is kind of over with them, and you sort of see it sort of a little bit with Judgment Day, who had a chance to get the tag team title back. It didn't work. JD Madonna, I was like, yo, that dude had noggin hit back. I was like, that the table felt it. But yeah, I was like, let them get the tag team titles. I think at some point here or whatever, and develop whatever that other story is. I was like, War Raiders. They don't really do nothing for me. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, they're just there, and I was like, I feel like we're just really waiting to see what we're gonna do with the New Day. I was like, we did the whole parent stick again, which is fine. We're in Wood's hometown. I was like, it was a little bit less dramatic. It was a little bit more funny in that sense. So I was like, but I think now that that's out the way, I was like, now I think we should start trying to figure out how to get them to be heels and get their momentum back of like being like have the heat with the titles and all that other stuff. I think it's time to start figuring that part out with the New Day. Get a move on there. Zelina get moved to SmackDown. I'm totally in support with if they actually do keep her away from LWO. It'd be interesting to see if she gets paired back up with Andrade at some point over there. But I was like, even if she does, I was like, I think that they still need to keep her uh, being a solo star. I was like, over there, I think it might fit better for her to win the U.S. Championship. I said that months ago when I thought it was going to be just one title for both brands. But I think that would be a better matchup for her. It looks like we're going to get Ivy Niles and Lyra Valkyria, which I think I would like can probably be some good matches there. And we'll see if Maxine Dupree get thrown in there too, just because of the stuff with Ivy or whatever. Like I said, I think they should do something with Maxine because I think she could be a real good baby face. As I was like, she's still a little green, but I think that helps to her being all that. Yeah, I was like, and Sami Zayn just being Sami Zayn, carrying Cross over here, meddling his fingers, stuff like that, all up at him. And I was like, that's fine. I just really want to see what it is. I was like, that was the second time in a row, like I said, that he kicked somebody that he's supposed to be good friends with in the face. And also, I understand it. We was in Atlanta. I was like, I get it. I was like the hip hop artist that was there. I get it. Jay Uso's a big thing. I was like, I understand all that. But I also was like, I could do without. Like, I actually sort of skip through the Jay thing. And I was like, I really like Jay, but I knew that this was really just him coming out and just like, I lost. I'm gonna try harder. Yeet. And I was like, I don't care about none of that. Like, you're not involved in nothing. I was like, I didn't care. I was like, nah, I'm skipping that. And that's where I'm sort of like afraid. I'm like, this could be a situation where it's like, do people start? They're not gonna turn on Jay. That's not what I'm saying right here. But I'm saying you could tell with certain acts how it's not the same anymore. Like Dominic Mysterio is not the same of being booed anymore. Even I was like the New Day right now. It's like you. Luckily they got the chance because I was like even some of their boos has died down. I was like it's basically like you could sort of start telling that for a while that it's like okay that pop or have heel or face isn't the same anymore and I was just like that's what I'm sort of afraid with Jay is that at some point he's going to just be like, oh, it's like, oh, cool, it's cool, and then it's just going to be cool instead of like, oh, this is the coolest thing ever, and that's sort of where I'm like I understand that he doesn't necessarily need the title. He doesn't need to be the main event heavyweight like championship title, but you do need to sort of like have him go. Like you need to have him in stuff in matches or whatever. You need to have him in prominent stuff where it's just like he's over here trying to get to the top. Like guess what? Like have him against CM Punk. Yeah, he'll lose, but I was like, you gotta have him in some of these big people roles where it's like, yeah, against this top upper echelon. Yes, he's losing, but he's over here getting better. He's getting experience. He's trying, and he should beat some of these other people at some of these other ends or whatever. We should really kind of be like Jeff Hardy in some of these senses. Um, but last thing I was like I forgot to say where I was like talking about Cody Rhodes. I was like, you also got to think too, like him being the man and him all his people turn on him and he's not used to that because you also think about it. At least over here, I was like since he came to back to WWE, he just really got thrusted up to the top. He hadn't tried to get mid card titles. He had the tag team titles or whatever, but still being a prominent role that he really ain't had no time off. And I think that's what's also CM Punk was getting at too. That bro, you just gonna be hella tired through all this. But anyway, I guess I was like I went and started talking about Cody Rhodes being on no heel turn, but hey, I also did a little bit of Raw review. Well, or my thoughts on it. Anyway, till then, peace. I'm out.